Hey Sarah, are you there? I just wanted to talk about the lunch you packed for me today. Don't you think it's a little, awful?
Wait, what? You think the lunch that I packed for you was awful? How so? What didn't you like about it? Was something rotten or just really bad tasting or something?
No, not really anything like that, really. I was just thinking that you used an awful lot of frozen things, didn't you?
Oh. Did I really? I guess I wasn't aware that I was doing that. And you're telling me that you don't want me to put frozen foods in your lunch from now on?
Well, it's not that, but this whole meal is basically entirely made up of stuff from the freezer, don't you think? I just wish that you would have put a little more thought and care into what you were serving me is all.
Well, I'm really sorry you don't like your lunch, Chuck. But I just didn't really have time to make anything else. I mean, you know that I started working today, and so I just don't have time in the mornings like I used to.
I get that. But if this is what you're going to be packing me from now on, I think you had better make some time. I mean, do you really need so much time in the morning to get ready for work? Is it really that big of a deal?
Well, it was only my first day today, so I wanted to make sure that I had time to look nice and show up at the office a little early. I mean, I want my new coworkers and boss to think that I'm a good employee who is motivated about this job.
I guess, but I mean, they've already hired you, right? So it's not like they're going to be firing you anytime soon unless you make some huge mistake. Besides, you were already doing the same job part-time before they gave you a promotion to full-time. Are you sure you're not just being a bit overdramatic with all of this?
Look, I just really like my company, and I think they are really earnest about their message. I mean, the person who started the company, my current boss, used to be a working housewife as well. She wanted to start the company to help women get into the workforce and create a career path that takes into account what it means to be a woman and wife. I really respect my boss and the company. You know that.
Well, look, all I'm asking is that you don't get all caught up in this new position of yours, okay? I mean, this lunch is already giving me enough reason to worry. I don't want you slacking on anything else. And just know that if having a full-time job like me ever gets too difficult for you, you can always quit and go back to being a full-time housewife again.
Chuck, what has gotten into you? What is this conversation even about, huh? I mean, are you really so opposed to me having a job? I thought you said you wouldn't mind if we both worked.
Of course you can work. I never said that you wouldn't be allowed to work or anything like that. I'm just saying that before your job, you should be caring about your family and making sure they're taken care of first, right? Besides, you're getting old, and I'm wondering how you're going to be concentrating on the family and your job. I mean, just how long are you going to make this job the center of your life?
Chuck, I can assure you now that my job is not going to take over my life. In fact, my job is very encouraging of mothers and expecting mothers, if you must know. Besides, this way we can save up more for when we retire. You care about that, don't you? What if Jake wants to go to college out of state or something? You know how expensive that's going to be.
Right. Well, I guess we do need to put aside some money for the children, but I think that you really ought to be worrying about my lunch before anything.
Chuck, I am not a personal chef or anything like that, okay? I do worry about making sure that your needs are being taken care of. But the fact of the matter is that I just have less time now. It's not a measure of how much I care, okay?
Well, either way, it doesn't change the fact that you're still trading my quality of life for your ability to work.
I'm sorry, but I think that you should be just a little more grateful about the fact that I have been making your lunch every day now. If you really don't like what you're eating for lunch now, however, then I guess I can just give you a bit of money to buy your own lunch.
So you're really just going to stop making lunches for me entirely then? Wow. I just really can't believe that that's how bad things have gotten for us.
I'm sorry, but I really don't think that you have much room to complain. I've explained to you the situation and offered an alternative. Besides, our son has no problem at all with what I pack him. He has never told me that my lunches are nasty. You're the only one who ever complains about the things that I do and how I do them.
Oh, please. You're really going to try and compare me to a child? He'd eat anything you put in front of him. How can you be serious about that?
Well, it works fine for me. I mean, if you really have something to complain about, then why don't you try cooking your own lunch?
Why are you acting like this is such a big deal? I'm not complaining. I'm just voicing my opinion, that's all. Of course I'm thankful that you make lunches for me. I was just saying that I thought there were quite a few frozen foods in here.
Oh, really? Because I don't think I've heard you say once that you're thankful for what I do. And you never ever complimented my lunches either, even before I started this job.
Right, well, what did you have in mind for us for dinner tonight?
I was going to bake some chicken and serve it with rice and some vegetables. Does that suit your need?
Well, if I'm being honest with you, it sounds like another lazy meal, really.
Are you kidding me? What about that is lazy? How is that not enough for you? It's a protein, a grain, and vegetables. That's a whole meal.
Right, but I mean, you're just going to put the rice, vegetables, and chicken next to each other on a plate and just serve it to me like that, right? Besides, you said that you were going to bake the chicken? So basically, you're not even really cooking anything. You're just making the oven do all the work.
What on earth are you talking about? How do you think cooking is done? Am I not cooking for use fire that comes from the gas stove?
I think that you're just purposely not trying to see my point. All I'm saying is that I wish you would put a little more care into the food that you make for me.
And I am telling you that we are both working now and am asking you for some patience and understanding. Did you really think that nothing was going to change at all now that we're both working? I mean, this is my first day at work and you're already complaining so much. You know that I'm going to come home tired and full of new information today, right?
Okay, geez, I'm sorry. I wouldn't have said anything if I knew you were going to make such a big deal about all of this. I guess I just thought that you could handle the responsibility without sacrificing everything that I had gotten used to before you were working.
Are you kidding me right now, Chuck? We literally talked about this before I started this job. I told you that I wouldn't be able to do all of the chores around the house like I used to. You told me that you would be there to help me out if I needed it. We agreed that we would split most of the work. I thought that you were ready for this.
I know, but well, I thought that I wouldn't have to do anything. That's why I agreed to it. Besides, you get home before I even do. I don't see why you can't just get things done before I get home.
I really hope that you're not serious about that, Chuck. Are you really going to try and tell me that you didn't mean any of what you said? I don't mind doing something like cooking before you come home to make sure that we all have dinner. But I'm not going to be able to clean the house and do the laundry beforehand. I need your help for that.
But that isn't fair. I don't get why I should have to do that work just because you couldn't get it done on time.
That is not what I am even talking about. It can be so infuriating even trying to discuss this with you. But anyways, my lunch break is almost over and I have some training documents that I need to look over before the break ends. I have to get back to work now. We'll talk about this later.
You can't just walk away from this conversation. We still have to figure out who's going to do the laundry. I'm telling you now that if you won't be able to handle a joke like this, just ask for part-time.
Hey Chuck, are you there? We need to talk, like, right now. I thought I asked you to hang up the laundry. So why isn't it up yet, and why have you already left the house?
Wait, what? What do you mean? Did you really tell me to do that? I'm not so sure about that.
Well, I am. I asked you to do it. I know that I did.
Are you really sure about that? I don't remember you asking me anything like that whatsoever, really. But anyways, I've already left the house, so I don't really see the point of this conversation when you could just be doing it.
You didn't do anything around the house at all that I asked you to do. What is the matter with you, Chuck?
Well, I don't know what you want me to do about it. It isn't my fault. I mean, even if you did ask me, I just forgot, okay? I mean, are you really going to blame me for that? Besides, today's our day off and you're back home already now, right? So I just don't get why you just can't do it.
Oh, I am going to do it because we need to have dry laundry to put on. But you get that this is bigger than the laundry, right? I thought I told you that I needed more help with chores around the house. You told me that you were going to do it. I was counting on you doing it.
But you're home right now. Why can't you just do it? But come on. You know you're better at that stuff than me.
How can you say that when Jake is a literal child and he still does a much better job helping me than you do? I mean, he even went out to do some of the grocery shopping for me and even helped me cook dinner too.
Well, he's just a student. He's got nothing but time on his hands anyways. In fact, you know what? If Jake is so much better than me, you can just count on him for everything. After all, when he's in college, he'll be living on his own. So it'd be good for him to learn these things.
That's honestly not a bad idea given how much more useful Jack is around the house than you are. Did you know that I don't even have to pack lunches for him anymore?
And just what are you trying to get at with that little comment, huh?
Well, do you remember the day that you went out golfing? Jack stayed home all day and helped me clean the house then. And just what do you think we're going to do when I'm too old to take care of the house by myself, huh?
Well, we'll just get Jack's wife to do all the cooking and cleaning for us then, of course.
Do you even think before you send these messages, Chuck? Why are you always trying to get someone else to do your work for you? I mean, I work and do my best to take care of the house, and you still won't try to help out at all.
Here we go again. I knew that you should have just stuck with that part-time job in the first place.
Well, I'm happy that I'm working full-time, thank you very much. And just why don't you want me working anyways?
Already told you. Now you're concentrating way too much on your job and letting this house fall apart.
Do you really think that our house is anywhere near falling apart, Chuck? Because if you do, then the only person you can blame is the one not hauling their own weight around here. You!
But, I mean, you two are so much better than it than me.
And be that as it may, I have explained to you now that I'm working, I just don't have time to do all that work now. So, if you want something done around the house, then you can do it.
No, I won't do them. You were going to do them for me. Now you have some free time, so you can do all the chores. Besides, if I do them, you're just going to have to do them again anyways.
Are you really so against just doing a little bit of work around the house to help out your wife and son?
I don't even know how to use the vacuum cleaner. You expect me to be doing things like the laundry?
Are you kidding me with that? I really don't believe that you don't even know how to use the vacuum. But I've offered to show you how to do everything that you'll need to know.
Even if you have time to teach me all of that, then you might as well just do all of the work yourself. It would just be faster that way, don't you think?
I really don't even know what to say to you anymore. But I've just about had enough out of you, and I'm going to get back to cleaning the house.
Well, that's what you should have been doing this whole time anyways. And since you have so much time on your hands anyway, why don't you make something good for dinner too? And by that I mean, put some actual effort into it, okay? If you don't, I'll make you cook it all over again. If you want to keep your full-time job, you'll do as I say and keep the house clean, got it? And if you can't do that, then I will force you to go back to working part-time. Hey, Sarah, where are you? Have you still not gotten home from work yet? I can't find Jack anywhere either. Where are the two of you? What's going on here?
Jack is at the library studying right now, Chuck. And I told you this morning that I was going to have an appointment at the beauty salon, so that's where I am now. I shouldn't be much longer before I'm on my way home.
Wait, what? Why are you wasting money going to some beauty salon? What is the matter with you?
What is the matter with me? What are you talking about? Why are you reacting like this? What's wrong with me going there? I'm getting my roots touched up and getting a little haircut. Is that really so bad?
But why can't you do all that at home? Why do you have to waste our money paying someone else to do that for you?
Because I work full-time and meet with clients for a living. I want to make sure that I look presentable for all of that. If you really are trying to tell me that I'm not even allowed to maintain my own appearance, then I don't even know what to say.
I just would like to know why you think that you have to look good for anyone who isn't your husband. I mean, just where are you going around with that new haircut, huh? Also, the house is looking horrible. Did you two do any cleaning at all today? I'm going to be going out drinking, and the house better be clean by the time I get back tonight. Do I make myself clear?
Did you really just send that message? Just who in the world do you think you are, huh?
What do you mean, who do you think I am? I think that I'm your husband, and what I say goes, got it? Now you're going to get back here and clean up the house like I am ordering you to. And after that, you and I are going to talk about having you quit your job and getting my mom involved and training you how to be a good wife. I know that if my mom could see the way that you take care of our house, that she would be appalled at you.
Are you sure about that? Because the one who helped clean the house today was your mom, actually. And here I thought that she did a really good job, actually. I guess I should call her and let her know that you weren't happy at all with how she did it, though. I'll tell her you want her to come back and do it all again.
Wait. What do you mean it was my mom who was doing all the cleaning? You mean she came over and helped sort the house out?
That's right. I talked to her and told her about how you were never happy with the way that I cleaned the house. So she offered to come over and clean. She came around the afternoon, but Surely you're not telling me that you're not happy with the job. Your mom did, right?
Well, Actually, you know what? Now that you mention it, things do look pretty clean. I guess maybe it was just bad lighting. It is late and all. Maybe my eyes were tired or something. I don't know.
No, you clearly hate the job she did. So I'll tell her to come back and do it all over again.
Please don't do that. I'm sorry, okay? I shouldn't have said that.
No, you shouldn't have. You shouldn't have treated me all the way that you have been the last few weeks because I am sick of it. You said that you would have no problem with me working, and now all you do is try and control my life, and I am sick of it. I'm going to come home after my hair is done, pack up my bags, and leave you.
Sarah, please. It's been a whole week. When are you going to come back?
Why would I ever do that, huh?
Oh, my mom told me all about what I was doing wrong. My mom told me all about how hard it is to keep a house clean, especially when you have to worry about working.
So you're telling me that she told you what I had been going through?
That's right. I had no idea about just how difficult all of it was. I swear. Had I known, I never would have acted that way.
Well, you certainly weren't making it any easier with how insulting you were being towards me, you know?
I know, but you aren't really going to divorce me, are you? I mean, we're both way too old for that. And we still have our son to worry about.
Oh, please. You would have it so that I was never working and always having to be reliant on you for money. Except for the fact that you and I both know that you don't even make enough money to take care of all of us.
But I'll do something about the money, okay? I can find a second job.
Are you kidding me? Are you telling me that your mom talked about how difficult it is to keep a house running? And all you can think of is that you'll earn more money so that you can force me back into the home? Why can't you just help me clean the house?
Because I hate doing chores. I hate doing them so much. So please, won't you quit your job, move back in, and just clean the house like you always used to do?
I can't believe that you're really asking me to do this. This is honestly just pathetic, Chuck. Are you really so scared of cooking for yourself?
But I hate cooking most of all. I really have no idea how to do it, and everything I make tastes awful. Please, Sarah, I need you. Can't you see that?
Oh, I know very well that you need me. But the fact is that I also know that I don't need you. Goodbye, Chuck. I hope that at the very least this teaches you to take care of yourself. After that, I sent movers to collect the rest of my things from the house, and I served Chuck with divorce papers. He was forced to move into a much smaller apartment that he could afford, and quickly had to learn how to fend for himself. The last time I heard any news about him, it was because he had set his apartment on fire trying to cook something. He had forgotten to put the water in his instant noodles, and they caught fire in the microwave. As for Jack and I am still working full-time and providing for both of us. Jack understands that without his dad around and me working more, that he needs to do more around the house for the both of us. Jack still keeps in touch with his father, however, and has even been spending some of his free time going over to his house and trying to teach him to cook and clean. I don't know where that boy got his patience from, but his father is all the luckier for it. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Hey, Sammy, are you there? How have you been? I just wanted to let you know that I'm back from that long business trip that I was on. Oh, wow, Aunt Tracy! It's been forever since I've heard from you. I was already doing okay, but now I'm doing much better knowing that you're back in town. This is so exciting. I'm so happy that you're back. Well, I am very happy to be back, but since it's been so long since I went away, you and I should find some time to meet and catch up. I know that I just missed your birthday, so why don't you pick a place to go out to, and it will be my treat. Really? You mean it? Okay, thank you so much. I'll be thinking of something that we both like and then let you know when I've made up my mind. I have so much to tell you. Like, lately I've been really getting into hip-hop dance, and I've actually gotten pretty good if I do say so myself. Maybe I can even show you some of my moves when you come over? Well, that certainly does give me ideas for what presents I could get you, that's for sure. You mean it? You're the best aunt ever. Thank you so much. Of course, anything for my favorite niece. Maybe I can just take you to the shopping mall after our meal together? But I'm your only niece, and I would really, really like that. Speaking of that, what has that brother of mine been up to lately? Has he been doing well? You want to know about Dad? Dad is good. He and Mom are talking about something right now. I don't really know what. So I'm just in my room playing by myself is all. Oh, well, I hope it's not a serious talk. Is everything okay at home? Well, I said they were talking, but really it's just Mom telling him that he needs to get his life together. I see. Well, I'm very sorry that you're having to hear all of that at home, Sammy. Yeah, I mean, Mom is really, really mad. I have my headphones in, but I can still hear her. Still, at least they're not both yelling at each other like they were before. Sammy, are you okay? You're not feeling sad or hurt or lonely when they get like this, are you? No, I'm totally fine. Thanks for asking. I know that adults have a lot of problems and aren't very good at talking about them. Well, that's a very wise thing for you to notice at only 10 years old. I guess. I just read a lot of books, and it seems like adults never know how to talk in a way that actually gets their ideas across. But I don't think it's just grown-ups. Maybe it's something to do with having a boyfriend or girlfriend. I've heard friends as older siblings talking about this kind of stuff before, too. Well, I think that you're on the right track to grow up into a mature, smart young lady. But do you think that your mom and dad have been getting into fights even more than usual? Maybe? I guess. I don't know. This time Mom is really mad, but sometimes it's Dad who gets really mad and Mom who gets yelled at. Oh, yeah! I almost forgot to tell you, Aunt Tracy. Last week I baked a cake all by myself. It turned out really, really good. Well, that's amazing. I'm so happy that you were able to do that. Maybe one day you and I can do some baking together. I would love that. We could find a really fancy recipe and spend all day just you and I. I would really like that, Sammy. But don't you ever do any cooking with your parents? I know that your dad is a good cook. Yeah, I guess, but lately whenever it's Dad's turn to cook, he just always has some food delivered to the house. Don't you think that's kind of like cheating when it's your turn? Well then, I guess your family's lucky that they have another good cook. You. There to actually make them something good, right? Yeah, I think my dad just doesn't really like having to cook at all, really. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if you really could handle making a whole meal by yourself. You'd really just have to be extra careful around the fire and knives, but I'm sure you'd do well. Yeah, I know how to cut. You have to make your hand into a little kitty paw while you do it. That's what I learned. But my parents said that I can't use the stove or knives while I'm home alone. Well, I think I kind of have to agree with your parents on that one. It's good to be safe. But anyways, I'll tell your mom about our little lunch date and try to schedule it for this weekend. Great! I can't wait. I'll see you then, Aunt Tracy. Hey, George, do you have a minute to talk? Because I am really getting sick of this.
Oh, hey, sis. Sorry. What is it that you're talking about?
I am talking about all the things that your wife told me, like about how you never ever help her keep the house clean. And even Sammy was telling me that you're always getting out of cooking when it's your turn.
Oh my gosh, are you really coming after me for that?
I'm just doing things my way. It's not like anyone's getting hurt. And don't even get me started on my wife. She's crazy. I think she might be going through menopause or something like that.
George, don't you think that maybe you're forgetting yourself just a little? I mean, your wife is the one making all the money between the two of you, right? So aren't you basically living off of her salary?
What is that supposed to mean? I have a job. I earn money.
Yes, you do work and you do earn money, but you can't exactly say that you really put that money back towards your family. And now it seems like you're leaving your wife all alone to take care of everything by herself. Aren't you worried that she's going to leave you if you keep acting this way? Is that what you want to happen?
Of course not. But I'm just working really hard on other projects. I have a lot going on, that's all.
And you don't think your wife does either? The least you could do is help her out, right? Instead of wait for her to get home before anything gets done around the house.
Well, I'm sorry, but I just don't have the time for that. I'm busy all day. I'm not just some house husband.
Okay then, if you're really so busy with work, why do you still find time to go out in the afternoons?
What are you talking about? I just work from home all day. Even now, I'm still working.
Oh really? Because I actually just so happened to drive by your house and saw that the car wasn't in the driveway.
Oh, that? Well, yeah. I just stepped out to get some dinner is all.
So you're telling me that if I drive by your house again, that the car is going to be back in the driveway?
Well, I still haven't gotten back home is the thing.
There, you're lying. I knew that you were out messing around. Don't you know that Sammy is going to be back from school soon? Get back home right this instant, George!
Right. I guess I better be heading back about now then.
Honestly, if you're not going to do anything around the house, then you could at least spend some time with your daughter.
But she's already 10 years old. What would a kid that age want to play with her dad for?
What are you talking about? Of course she still wants to play with you. She's always talking about how you're never home and how you leave her alone. You need to be there for her.
I'm a father. Of course I want to be there for her.
Well, then why don't you just go back home and play with her until Lucy comes back? Because if you think she doesn't want to play with you now, then you should just wait until she starts middle school. Just try and make the most of the time that you have with her. It'll be gone before you know it.
Well, I did actually tell her that I was going to take her somewhere for summer break.
Did you really tell her that?
Of course I did. You think I'm lying? And just why am I having these conversations with you anyways? You're not mom. You don't get to talk to me like this.
I'm not trying to be mom, but you're my brother and I want to make sure you're doing okay. But if you must know, even mom and dad are nervous for you, but Lucy is a good, sweet woman and you need to treat her right.
You think she's sweet? Shows what you know. She's not like that at all.
Yes, I know there are times when she gets angry at you, but have you tried listening to what she says when she gets like that? Also, here's a tip. Maybe ask Sammy if she wants to bake anything. I'm sure you'll get her to go along with you if it's that.
Right, baking. Then maybe this summer I can send her to a baking class.
You want to send her to baking class for the summer? George, don't you think it would be better to do this while her interest is there? Why put it off till then when that's what she wants to do now?
Also, could you maybe not tell mom and dad about how mad Lucy gets at me?
If you really don't want me to, then you need to straighten up, because she is your wife and you two have a kid together. You can't keep living like this. Hey, Sammy, were you calling me just now? Sorry, I was in a meeting and I couldn't pick up. Are you okay? What's the matter? Aunt Tracy, you have to come here and help me right now. I'm lost and I'm scared. What are you talking about? What happened? Where are you? Please, I'm almost out of the water and I don't know the way home. You don't know the way home? Sammy, please tell me where you are right now. I'm in the mountains and it's really dark and scary. You're up in the mountains? What in the world are you doing up there? Well, Dad said that he wanted to take me camping up here. So then your dad is there with you too? Can you put him on the phone, please? Well, he said that he had something to do, and then Dad left me here alone. But why would he do that? That's ridiculous. Have you tried calling your mom? No, you can't tell my mom about this. Dad said that she would get really mad if she found out. Dad told me he would be back tonight to pick me up and to wait here, but he said that I wasn't allowed to tell Mom. So please don't tell her about this. Sammy, you poor girl. You've already been through so much. Please, Aunt Tracy, you can't tell Mom, or else Dad said that means I won't be allowed to see you ever again. Okay, well, first, let's concentrate on getting you out of there. Do you have the Maps app on your phone? Yeah, I have that one. Okay, I'm going to tell you how to send me your location, and then I'm going to go and pick you up. Can you wait there for me? I'm so sorry to make you do this for me, Aunt Tracy. No, Sammy, if anyone should be sorry here, it's me. What do you mean? Why should you be sorry? Because, well, let's just talk about this later. First, let me tell you how to send those directions to me.
Hey Tracy, are you there? I'm really sorry, but there's something I gotta talk to you about.
What is it? What do you want now?
Please don't get mad at me, but I need to ask you something important. The thing is, I took Sammy out to go camping and, well, I just came back and she's not here, and she's not picking up her phone either. I still haven't told Lucy about this, but it's bad, right? Do you think I should call the cops?
Do you even realize what a moron you are?
You think I don't know I'm stupid? But now I really don't know what to do at all. Do you think you could just meet me here and help me look around for her?
Well, when did she go missing? Do you know that?
Not really, no.
And why don't you know something like that?
Well, the thing is, I fell asleep and then I woke up. She was just gone. But I only dozed off for maybe about 30 minutes at most.
You really are just horrible. You know that, right?
Tracy, please. You don't have the time for this. We have to worry about finding Sammy first. Could you just help me with this and nag at me later?
If you must know, Sammy is already back with her mom.
Wait.
Sammy's back with Lucy?
Do you have any idea just how hot it was today? There were stories of heat stroke all over the news. And you just abandoned your daughter on top of a mountain for hours in that heat? Sammy had to be taken to the ER. By the time I reached her, she was drenched in sweat and delirious.
Wait, I don't understand.
Of course you don't. You don't realize what you've done. What did you expect to happen from leaving a little girl alone like that? And to think that you only left her with one of those mini plastic water bottles, too. No wonder she was so dehydrated.
But then, does that mean Lucy knows all about this?
You were really more worried about your wife finding out than your child getting heat stroke?
No, of course not. How's Sammy? Is she okay?
She was fine after I took her to the ER and they gave her some fluids, but they want to keep her there overnight. And Lucy is there with her.
I see. I had no idea that any of this had happened.
Well, here's something else. Lucy wants a divorce.
Hold on a second. She can't be serious, right? Just over this? Besides, I only had to leave because I had a last-minute meeting with an important client. I just had to make sure we met that day.
Well, I heard from Sammy that you disappeared sometime in the afternoon, and you never came back. What dragged out the meeting?
Right, well, I tried to get out of it, of course. But the guy just wanted to keep talking and talking.
And you think that's an excuse for what you've done? Even if you did actually intend to camp with Sammy, why didn't you call out of work? And even if you couldn't, then why couldn't you have dropped Sammy off at home before going to your meeting?
Well, I really did think that I was going to come right back.
You're a liar. I've had enough of you. You've just been making up excuse after excuse to try and dodge any blame for this.
No, I really do think that what I did was wrong. I'm not lying about that.
Well, Lucy already knows about the affair as well.
Wait, what? What do you mean by that?
You really are stupid. Do you know that? How can you even live with yourself? You left Sammy all alone in the mountains just so that you could see this other woman of yours. All that business meeting nonsense was just a flimsy alibi you thought people would actually fall for. And that's why you told Sammy not to tell anyone, especially her mom, about you leaving her. You even threatened her by using me?
But do you even have any proof of this so-called affair? How can you just believe whatever Lucy tells you like that?
Because Lucy hired a PI to follow you and they have all the proof they need to prove it's true.
Oh no. This is bad.
Well, don't try apologizing all at once. Not that it will do you any good. You're still going to get divorced. Lucy wants your things out of the house by the end of the week, and she never wants to see you again.
But I didn't mean for it to go like this. I thought we could have made this work. How did it come to this?
That's a conversation that you should have had with your wife a long time ago. But more than your mental problems, I can't believe you would do that to your own daughter.
Please, I don't want to get divorced. This isn't fair.
What isn't fair is how you left Sammy like that and threatened her not to tell anyone what you had done. You told her that her mom would get mad, that she'd never see me again, and then you just left her. All so that you could leave to go cheat on your wife. You're terrible.
You're right. I never should have been doing any of that.
And that's to say nothing of the way that you've been treating Lucy up till now. I want you to know that you and I are no longer family, George.
Please, she can't do this to me. My business is going to take off any day now. They're at the ER, you said? I'll go and talk to them about this right now.
Do you know how many ERs there are in this city? But I'm not going to tell you where they are.
Please, Tracy, you have to do this for me. This is my life we're talking about. I'm gonna lose everything.
I don't want to hear it from you. We are not family anymore, remember? After that, George and Lucy got a divorce. Of course, George cried the whole way through it, but when he realized that he had no one backing him up, he quieted down and agreed to it. He was forced to pay Lucy a huge amount of money in the divorce settlement for his affair and endangerment of their child. Then he was made to pay child support after that. George was left penniless and forced to move into a shoebox apartment, working multiple jobs to pay back for all that he's done. And strangely enough, he's a much better father now than he ever was before. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.